Damn, man, I hate that butterfly.
Well, but yeah, take the butterfly down. I mean, shoot, you could have done that before, but hey, man,
Shut up.
Facebook, YouTube, what's going on, man? Let's get into this post game, man. That game was amazing. That game was amazing from start to finish. So if y'all seen if y'all seen me talk about what I think the Boston Celtics should do after game two and what I was saying they should do, it seemed like they did. And what I also said I expected, I said I expect for the referees not to be giving Golden State um so much leeway with how they play physical and rough and play with their hands. And they still kind of gave them that leeway, but they also made it even and gave Boston that leeway to play handsy and play physical on the dribble and stuff like that. So it was a physical game for both of them. It was pretty even, and I think that was really the difference. Last game, I pointed out that as rough as Golden State played Boston, their stars and actually their whole starting lineup only had two fouls or less. And then, Draymond got his third foul like early in the fourth quarter when the game was already blown out by 30. So that kind of don't count. But so when the game counted, Golden State, they didn't have one person on their team that had more than two fouls. And on the other end, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown got two fouls in the first quarter. And Marcus Smart also got his third foul in the second quarter and his fourth foul early in the third. So that was the guys who had the guys in foul trouble last game. In this game, they were calling more things that they wouldn't call them for on Golden State last game. They called them for it. Draymond Green foul, that was 6 points. Steph had four fouls. He got his third foul like in the second. Clay had three fouls as well, I think, or maybe four. I think Wiggins had no. Clay didn't have. Clay only had one or two fouls. It was Wiggins, Draymond, and Curry who had the fouls. So that's a big difference. But how did you see it, Corey?
Um, I've always said that I think Boston needs to be the more physical team. Golden State reminds me of like uh the Houston Oilers back in the '90s with the run and shoot offense, right? And it was all good until you got physical with them, and they didn't like that. And
Yeah,
I've always said this entire time that I thought that Boston was the better matchup, better than Miami, right? For Golden
yeah,
State,
for sure.
because Golden State don't like the physicality that Boston can bring to the table. I
Yeah,
felt like in game two they kind of went away from that a little bit, you know what I mean? But I think in game three, like tonight, they established they put their foot in the ground and was like, nah, we're not gonna let y'all do that tonight.
yeah,
And Draymond Green got frustrated,
yeah,
started pushing, grabbed Jason Tatum on the rebound on the free throw, grabbed him by
yep,
his neck, tried to throw him around. You know what I mean?
yep. Saw
And
that.
you can just see the frustration building. You know what I mean? And Steph limping off the court after the game, like it like Boston's like we finna play this shit real physical, and that's
Yeah,
how they gonna win.
yeah. And and they shut Draymond Green up, man. He talked
Yeah,
all that trash right before the game, after the game. He talking all that trash on his podcast. I'm interested to see what he gonna say on his podcast tonight. If I was Steve Kerr, I'd make him shut that whole thing down to the finals is
not to
over,
after
man.
the series.
Yeah, you can't be jumping on no podcast and and just he giving away strategies and everything, man. Like
You're doing too much.
they that bold and that comfortable that where they think they just go win it, and they might win it. They might win it. They down 2-1, but they still got a chance to win it. But I'm like, man, dude, you got to shut that thing down, man.
It's
You know what
two
I mean? So
one, right? But it seems like it should be 3-0.
it,
Even
it,
though
yeah,
Golden State won, and even though Golden State won that second game, they won it by a pretty good margin. I think they won it by like 14, something like that.
right.
Um, it feels like Boston is the better team. It feels
I
like Boston is the better basketball team, like just all around. You know what I mean?
They both are really good. Like seriously, the whole season I thought nobody was better than Phoenix and Golden State. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I never believed in Memphis like that. I told somebody I thought they
I
was going
mean,
home in the first round. You know, they went further than I thought they would.
I still think that
No,
they're healthy John Morant away from being right here, right now.
that's possible. That's very possible. But late in the season, what Boston was doing, I believed them a little bit, but I still didn't think they was go be this. You know, do what they. I mean, they beat KD and the Warriors in the sweep, came and beat the defending champs and Giannis, sent them home, and then went head to head with Miami, who was the number one team in the East pretty much the whole season. So the people they went through, and now they playing Golden State, who's supposed to be the team with all the playoff experience and the best player on the floor and Steph Curry and all that stuff. It's crazy, man. But it's a couple of things I want to talk about. I want to talk about Draymond Green. I want to talk about Steph. I want to talk about KD. Draymond Green. Uh, all that football he played last game and game two, the referees just allowed him to just run the floor. I don't even think I don't look. Jeremiah Green just came out there and said, "Look, man, I ain't trying to shoot. I ain't trying to score. All I'm trying to do is just play football, push people, throw people down, talk junk to the refs, talk junk to the players and the coaches." And he did it, and the referees just allowed him to do it. And, and, and so a lot of people had something to say about that. Did you hear what the Hall of Famer Cedric Maxwell said?
I heard what he said.
Heard he said,
Yeah,
okay, so
there you go. Get it.
I'm gonna
There
play what he
you
said.
go. Go ahead. Yeah, just play it.
Well, let me play what Drake. Did you hear what Draymond said before Maxwell responded to it?
Uh, Not before, but I heard
Okay,
after.
this is what Maxwell was responding to. I'm gonna play that.
Okay.
Chase for those guys. I saw I saw what Cedric Maxwell said, and what one
Okay.
thing that baffles me about the
Wait. So
I heard this one.
this is what started. Maxwell said back in my day, Draymond would have got knocked out.
Draymond would
That's
have
what he
been
said.
on. Draymond would have got
Okay,
knocked out. Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
this is
yeah,
this is
yeah,
Draymond's response to that.
Chase
yeah.
for those guys. I saw I saw what Cedric Maxwell said, and what one thing that baffles me about the 80s or the 90s or whatever you want to call when basketball was so much more physical is some of the guys that be talking weren't the guys that was punching people. Like they act like guys was just walking around the court like I'm hitting this guy in the nose. There were a few guys back then that would lay you out, that would knock you out, that would foul you and get thrown out the game. Bill Laimbeer, Rick Mahorn, but everybody running around acting like they were that. Y'all were getting bullied, like, and so it baffles me when every guy, just because they played in the 80s, just because they played in the 90s, is like, man, if you played in our day, you get knocked out. Like, no, not really, because it wouldn't be you. So, okay, you saying Rick Mahorn would have knocked me out. Rick Mahorn probably knocks you out.
So disrespectful or no?
Uh, it's a clapback. It's not. I don't think it's really being disrespectful. Hey, buddy, I love you, man. Um, it's not really being disrespectful. I think he just answered this question. I mean, like he just was responding back to what he was saying, right? But um, Draymond know he getting away with murder. He trying to, you know what I mean? He's trying his best to, and he also knows that the referees are probably gonna give him a little leeway just because he was Stephen Clay. You know what I mean? And um, but Draymond would have got his ass knocked out back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
he cried too much.
but for you to come out and a Hall of Famer is saying this, like, uh, he like you like put it like this: if Kareem or Bill Russell would have said it, they more respected, right? So their
Right,
names
right,
are
right,
more
right, right,
respected,
right.
right?
Agreed.
If Draymond would have came out and responded to one of those guys that way, I think the whole basketball media would have jumped on Draymond Green and was, pretty much like, you can't talk to Cap like that. No, you can't talk to Bill Russell. That's the great Bill Russell. Like, they wouldn't allow that.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think Draymond would have ever done that.
Right. So that's my
The only
point.
reason he did is because it was Cedric Maxwell.
Well, why you ain't respecting Cedric Maxwell? He's still
Because
he's still an elder outside of basketball. He's an
it's
elder,
true. It's true. It's
right?
true.
He's a big brother in the basketball fraternity.
True.
And then this dude is a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer.
He's a made man. Like these are the type of people. Like when Draymond's career is over, he's going to be looking for people to accept him in the Hall of Fame. He might not get in. I don't think he deserved to get in. To be honest, I don't think he done enough to.
You don't?
Get in, but no.
And he got what, 3 rings?
What that mean? Robert Ory got 7. He ain't gonna sniff the Hall of Fame.
It's different.
And Robert Ory is a better player than Draymond Green.
Okay. Now I was gonna say that, right? I was gonna say that, but Draymond has a bigger role than Robert Ory had on his team.
He does have a bigger role, but it's a difference between. But because some guys fell into that 6-man role just based on circumstance, and I'm gonna name some guys.
Okay,
Lamar Odom fell into the 6-man role on the Lakers. But Lamar Odom is better than Draymond Green, right? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Lamar Odom is 10 times better than Draymond Green. Lamar Odom could be a number 2 on your squad.
He could, but he's a crackhead. So
right.
Let's go. Next one.
Lemon Pepper Lou, 6-man his whole career. Right?
True.
So Draymond's role was bigger than Lemon Pepper Lou, but Lemon Pepper Lou's a better player. Ginobili, 6-man his whole career.
Ginobili and Jamal Crawford don't really fall into that category because they were
6-mans.
They were starts.
You can say that. You can say that for Jamal, but I mean not Jamal, but Ginobili. But Jamal Crawford, that was a real 6-man.
It was, but I mean, he was the 6-man that played 30 minutes a game.
Okay?
You know what I'm saying?
And in 30 minutes, he gave you more than what Draymond giving you in 40 minutes.
True.
That's all I'm saying. True. These guys, because their roles was 6-man, the only out of all those names I named, all those great 6-mans, Robert Ory is one of them because that's the same role he fell in with the Spurs, the Lakers. He was basically, even as a rookie playing on the Houston Rockets championship team, him and Sam Cassell came off the bench lighting up as rookies. That's how good Ory was. Ory was a slasher. He could handle the ball. He could shoot a 3. He could dunk on you. He could play D. He could block shots. He could steal. He could sit in a chair. Robert Ory was an amazing player.
And I don't understand why. For one, I don't understand why Robert Ory is not in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I don't. Like you said, 6-man is hard for 6. Only 6-man I know that's gonna get in is Ginobili.
No, I think Jamal Crawford will get in eventually. He should.
Kenny said, did Cedric Maxwell speak on Chris Paul dirty plays? Nope, because he knew his boundaries just like Draymond Green. Well, Kenny, Cedric Maxwell is a Celtic. He bleeds green. And we
only tell you. I mean, he's the only reason he's even commenting on Draymond Green is because Draymond Green is playing the Celtics. If Chris Paul was playing in the championship game right now, he'd probably say something about Chris Paul, excuse me. But it's strictly because of who Draymond is playing right now. It don't have nothing to do with just him picking and choosing individual players. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, Mo. Robert Ory was getting paid to hit clutch shots, but that was later in his career. You got to go back where his career started with the Rockets. This dude came in as a rookie from Alabama on a championship squad with Hakeem the Dream, and they relied on him and Sam Cassell for big time points off the bench as first year players, as rookies.
Yeah, because they knew they could hoop.
Draymond didn't do that. Draymond came in fat and had to work his way into a lineup.
Yeah,
it's a difference, man. Draymond can't touch no Robert Ory, man, or Lamar Odom as power forwards. So if he sniffs the Hall of Fame before either one of them dudes, I know somebody lying. Chris, what's up?
What's happening, gentlemen?
What up, Chris?
What's up, man? Them Chiefs got clapped tonight, didn't
no seen, man.
Bro, I've been out of there, but I'm back in there.
What you say, Mel?
I said them some Chiefs got clapped tonight, didn't it?
I mean, some Chiefs got clapped last game too.
Yeah, it did. But okay, so what's your assessment on the game?
I missed like the last 6 minutes of it, but I watched pretty much the whole thing leading up to that point. I don't know. if Boston is hitting shots early, it's really hard to, especially in Boston. You know what I'm saying? The fans is going. Boston is a real crowd reactive team. You get the shots going, you get the calls going, and everything momentum. It's really hard to kind of combat that. We saw Golden State do it though. Hold on one second.
Yeah, we saw Golden State do it in game 2, but you already know what game 2 was about. I told you game 2 was a bunch of, all right, man, we can't let Golden State go down 2-0 before we go to Boston. And the referees came out with a collective effort to allow Golden State to pretty much muscle Boston, but they didn't allow that same aggression from Boston to Golden State. I sat there and watched the game and saw one-way aggression coming from Warriors to Boston, but not the other way. And then, of course, the way they let Draymond Green run amok on the court shows you what they was allowing. They allow whatever to get the outcome they wanted, and they got it. But Corey, so but before I let you ready, Chris?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
We saw Golden State come back tonight, right? And then
Quick.
just somehow, some way, it all went down the toilet. And I think that's the part that I missed, because when I left, it was still like a 4-point game or something, and then I ended up missing the rest.
I'm gonna tell you what you missed. You just missed Boston. It wasn't no fouls. It wasn't nothing like that. I mean, it just Golden State was having to shoot with people in their face, and Boston was getting fast break points. I mean, it was pretty simple basketball, man.
I will. Where's she? And I mean, that's fine. I'm not really upset if Golden State loses that way, but Mel know what my gripe is.
What's your gripe? First of all, you sent me a message. Your message was,
I feel like you secretly hate Golden State.
have you been paying attention to me this whole time we've been talking about sports for the last 2 years? Have you been paying attention to me? Do you know how much? I mean, do you know how much I like the way Golden State play? Do you know how much I like Steph Curry?
I can't tell lately. All
Why?
I'm seeing is, well, the Warriors would be up right now if they had KD. Like, damn,
am I lying though?
No, but it's not just the fact that KD is gone. You know what I'm saying?
Look, all I'm doing is giving a counterbalance to everyone that say, "Oh, the Warriors never needed KD. We can do it without him." Okay, we'll do it. Show us.
They already have.
No,
yeah,
I mean,
in 2015. In 2015.
Corey, that was a whole different team.
Corey, let me ask you a question. Corey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I beat you up right now,
okay,
and I go around telling everybody I can beat you up, you probably go be like, all right, you know what? Come do it again. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't believe you can do nothing until you do it more than once. When you do it a second time, I'll be like, okay, yeah, you can beat me up. Yeah, you got me 2 times in a row. Yeah. So yeah, they got we what Golden State did was had an amazing season, made it to the championship, faced LeBron James when he didn't even have Kevin Love, and in the first game they lost Kyrie Irving.
Okay,
that's his number 2 and his number 3. Name one team that's in the finals that can lose their number 2 and their number 3 and still win. Like the number 2 for Golden State is who? Clay. The number 3 is Draymond. I'm not Draymond, but Jordan Poole. If Steph lost Clay and Jordan Poole right now, what do you think that'd be at in the finals? They wouldn't win another game.
Probably not.
Okay. Well, LeBron took them to 6
But I
games.
think, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. I think with Dre, with Poole and with Klay Thompson, I don't think they're finna win another game. So
that's crazy.
That's possible.
That's possible. Saying, I mean, they gotta play 2 more games in Boston. I don't think they can win in Boston. I don't.
You might be right. But back to my point, Chris. That 2015 thing when you say they did it without KD, okay, they did it, but they did it against a team that didn't have their guns.
I'm not one of the ones that said that the Warriors didn't need KD.
I was one to say that.
Yeah, Corey said
I
that.
said
I'm not one of the ones that said they didn't need KD.
Yeah.
I said
Hey, let me get to this clip though, because I actually like what Cedric Maxwell said about Draymond. I actually like it, and Draymond know better than give teams bulletin board material going into a game, and you gave them a reason to come out fired up and ready to go. But here's what the Hall of Famer said.
I see Draymond behind me. Okay. But don't act like it wouldn't been in the 80s. He would have been knocked out.
Hey, come on, Sid. Stop that, Sid.
Hey, I watch y'all team and played against y'all team, and I'm going to tell you, like on the real, they had about 5-6 guys on y'all team that would knock you out, and you was one of them, right?
Well, I think also, Cedric, would you say at this era, I mean, we're talking comparison eras, two things that I would add. One, it's kind of like hockey. There's about 3 guys on a team that's their job. There's no job for that in the NBA now. So there were jobs like you come in, you got to be physical. Yeah. That's your only job is to be physical.
Well, let me tell you the part that insulted me, and this was, and I talked to Draymond and anybody else. They talked about, Draymond said, well, if you got thrown out of a game during that time, you only could pay $2. Well, you know what? That's an insult to anybody who played with me at that particular time, because we stood on the shoulder of giants.
Yeah.
And the reason he's making $30 million, he got on my shoulders and somebody else's shoulders.
Yeah.
And you don't be disrespectful. I'm going to quote a famous Chinese philosopher here, Kevin Garnett.
Oh, wow.
What Kevin Garnett said?
I didn't know he was Chinese.
Well, you know it now. What Kevin Garnett said was, respect these years.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, when you look at things you talk about, I'll say this. There's only been 32 finals MVPs. And damn it, I'm one of them.
Okay.
That's a flex, ain't it?
yeah.
That's a strong flex.
It's only been 32 finals MVPs and I'm one of them. Draymond Green got one?
No.
He got one in the finals MVP?
He'll never get one.
Not a Hall of Famer.
He get kicked out.
Not a Hall of Famer.
He gonna kick somebody in the nuts before he get it. That's MVP.
Chris, you think Draymond a Hall of Famer?
In today's NBA, yeah, probably.
No. Remember.
I don't. I'm speaking of as if it's like the committee looking at what would get him in, and so the rings will play a factor.
Three rings, a defensive player of the year, and a couple of third team all defense. But
It's motherfuckers. It's people that made it in for less.
Look, this is who I think Draymond Green really is. Draymond Green is pretty much a poor man version of Anthony Mason. That's what he is. He's a point forward and he's a tough guy, but he's not as good as a point forward as Anthony Mason, and he's not as tough as Anthony Mason. Anthony Mason is a better ball player than Draymond, but that's my comparison for who he is. It's not Dennis Rodman. He's not on the level of Dennis Rodman at all. Dennis Rodman is a top 75 player of all time in the Hall of Fame. Draymond Green is not that and won't be that.
No, I think it's very disrespectful. I think it's very disrespectful to even call Draymond Green anything close to Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman is somebody I feel like we will never see again.
That's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
when
I'm not even going when I watched The Last Dance and Dennis Rodman was explaining his science behind getting a rebound, I was like, oh, this motherfucker different.
It's true.
Like that's just
it's how he practiced everything. Yeah, that's a whole nother level, man.
To get to the point where you can watch the spin of the ball out somebody's hand to know where it's going off the rim, that's beyond excellent. So to call Draymond Green anything Dennis Rodman-esque is disrespectful to Dennis Rodman. But you can't sit here and say that Draymond Green isn't special to this Warriors team.
He is. That's why they gave him the money they gave him, but they actually gave him too much money. But since he's so important to the Splash Brothers because Steph Curry's weakness might be his toughness. If it wasn't for Draymond Green, Steph Curry would probably get bullied more often than we
Yes.
see, right?
Yes.
So it's almost like if you got Curry, you got to have Draymond Green or somebody just like that, just for the toughness, but also their offense. This is a guy who's smart, he can pass, and he's a willing passer, right? And he gets Steph open a lot. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta give Draymond Green credit for that. He is special to this Warriors team, but where else is that's not what Hall of Famers are. Hall of Fames are special on any team. Draymond Green is only special with the Warriors and the Splash Brothers. What would he do right now if he was on Philly?
Uh, maybe the same.
Nah, that's a.
Maybe the same thing. I
Nah,
don't know. I don't really.
I truly feel like Draymond is only Draymond for Golden State. You put him in Detroit. You put him OKC, Houston, Philly, Portland. Well, I think maybe Portland might be the best next stop as far as Draymond continuing to be something or contribute to somebody's team. But that's two teams out of 30 that you're only, you know what I'm saying? I don't think his play style nor aggression fits any other team.
I mean, I like the aggression. I don't mind the play. It's just that so we saw what Draymond looked like. So Clay was hurt. The year that KD left, Clay was hurt for the whole summer and the whole year, right? And Steph and Draymond went out there with the new young bucks. I think they had drafted. They maybe had Moody. They probably had Poole as well. I think they had D'Angelo Russell out there with them. So it's Draymond, Steph, D'Angelo Russell, and a bunch of young kids trying to run this Golden State offense, and they look like pure D crap. Draymond looked like trash. Steph didn't look that good. And then 10 games into it, Steph falls and break his hand, remember?
Right.
But them boys is like 3-10. You know,
They only won 15 games that season.
Yeah, that was trash. Before Steph got hurt, everybody be like, "Oh, we didn't make the playoffs because Steph got hurt." No, y'all was trash with Steph, and Draymond and Steph both was trash. And everybody kept saying, "Why won't Steph just take over and play like James Harden or something like that and be ball dominant?" He was like, "That's not how we play." So they were still trying to run their offense, and the new guys wasn't picking it up. They was young, and then, and then Draymond just he couldn't really help. But they needed Draymond to score some points, and he couldn't. Right. So that's what, and in the second year, pretty much the same thing. That's what Draymond is without the whole unit together. But when you get everybody together, then they started winning. And then the little bit that Draymond Green does kind of looks good on a winning team. But if the team ain't winning, it don't look good.
Right.
I think a lot of people, I know Draymond is not out there to score. If you get your little easy chip shot layups or you get sent to the line and you hit the free throws, that's cool. But you're not out there to score at all. You're out there to rebound, defend, and pass.
Yeah.
He barely rebounded. What he had today? 4 rebounds tonight?
4 or 5.
4 rebounds tonight. He barely doing that.
Yeah, because he's an undersized forward. That plays.
Yeah, but so was Dennis Rodman. See, this is why you so right about not ever comparing Dennis Rodman and Draymond Green, because just watching The Last Dance and hearing how Michael Jordan described how that last year and they didn't have Pippen because he had the surgery on his foot, and the Bulls got off to a slow start, and he went to Dennis Rodman and it was like, "Man, my number 2 gone. I'm gonna need you to step it up." And Dennis Rodman was like, "All right, I'm gonna score a little bit more." So it ain't that Rodman couldn't score. It was that Rodman just wanted to rebound and play defense. But when you say, "All right, Rodman, we need a little bit more points from you," he was able to go in his bag and get it. Draymond, I haven't seen the last time he went in his bag and came with some points for the Warriors.
I think he scored 10 more or like 12. in the last series, maybe. But that's about it.
If they lose this finals, Draymond need to get some of that money back.
If
This
only
man
that
got
was
$100 million contract. He need to get some of that money back.
$100 million.
He got a max contract, bro. Draymond,
man.
Clay, and Steph all are on a max contract. Which listen, let me break it down for you. So Draymond Green, KD, Sean Livingston, who else? There was a lot of Warriors that was in the contract year that last year, right? And the reason why it was so much tension between KD and the Warriors, if you let Draymond explain it, is that management was really waiting on KD's answer if he was going to resign before they found out what they was going to do with everybody else, because they knew if we give we know we're gonna pay Steph, but if we pay KD what he's worth, which is the max, then we not gonna have enough money for for Clay and Draymond. So one of them gonna get shortchanged, or they gonna have to go to another squad to get their money. The odd man out was gonna be Draymond Green. They were gonna move ahead with Steph, Clay, and KD, and they was gonna let Draymond walk. This is my opinion. They was gonna let him walk. So Draymond had so much frustration because he couldn't even get his contract done until KD did his, and KD wasn't telling nobody what he was gonna do. So that went into most of the frustration when they had that blow up on the court when he called him a punk and said we won without you and stuff like that. Draymond was frustrated. Draymond couldn't get his contract done. As soon as KD decided that he was gonna walk, Draymond and Clay both got their max contracts, and Draymond was happy after that.
Draymond was mad because he was getting his shine took.
He ain't never had no shine though.
He does.
But he was the third fiddle in the group. He was the third option in the group.
Four.
And then you bring KD. No, I'm talking about before KD came.
Yeah.
And then KD comes along, and now KD's the one, Steph is the two, and Clay is the three.
Yeah.
And really, Steph and the thing about it is Steph and Clay, they had no problems with being the 2 and the 3.
No, they said KD.
The only one with the problem was Draymond.
Correct.
They said that when they went to go get KD, they told KD, even Steve Kerr told him, "This is your team."
Wait, well, you got to tell the person that coming in.
But they showed it on the court, though, did they not?
They did show it on the court, but they made a mistake, and the first mistake they made was after they won that first championship when they was at the parade, and the dumb GM made that comment to KD talking about you're not part of the original Warriors. You're not a Warrior yet, or something like that. He said.
Wait, what?
You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
I'm gonna pull it up. Keep talking.
Oh, I missed that.
I'm gonna pull it up. Keep talking.
Damn.
I just think that I'm not a really big Draymond fan. You know what I mean? Because just because like I'm not a real big fan. I'm not a real big fan of whining people, man. And that's the one thing that even in Dallas I say about Luka. Like you probably give up 15 points a night crying to the referee back on the other end of the court. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not my thing. So you can talk to the referee while the other person at the free throw line. You ain't. I mean, stop wasting time. Like you putting the team at a disadvantage doing all that crying. But I don't really understand. Like, I know Draymond probably after game 2, while he even went on his podcast, whatever it is. I think he went on there running his mouth like that because they won. You know what I mean? And they felt like that the ship was right. You know what I mean? But one thing that you don't do is you don't give a good basketball team don't give them motivation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Don't give them no bulletin board material.
and you gave it to them. And now, man, like I said, I wouldn't even be surprised if Golden State don't win another game in this series. I just wouldn't.
That's tough.
You got another game to play in Boston, right?
Another one.
Yep.
You got another game to play in Boston.
Another two, if it goes that way. If it goes
You're right, and then Golden State will probably win at the crib. Hopefully, they can beat them at the crib, right? But Boston already showed they can beat them in San Francisco, and then your ass got to come right back to Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look here. How long,
Dino?
Dino? Let me play this for Chris. Chris, you listening?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, I'm about to play it.
It works so well with Steve. And then I heard you tell Kevin Durant he can have whatever contract he wants next year.
Yeah, that was just for the media. He can't have anything like that at all.
Mid-level.
Yeah, mid-level, behind closed doors.
Because I think last year he told Steph he could have any contract he wants too.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah, that was different. He's been here from the way before days. He's earned it.
He said that was different.
and there ended the Warriors' cohesion right there.
And he was right.
That's when it began.
You hear what he said? And he was right.
He dumb as hell.
He said he said Steph earned it because he was here from the before days. You can't make a guy feel like that, bro.
You
can't do that. And
look, if you soft enough to let that dumb shit affect you, then yeah, okay.
No.
It's not even about being
it ain't
soft.
soft.
That dude sitting on the stage drunk as hell, man.
Yeah, that was all good vibes. You can't.
Yeah, that was all vibes.
It was some
bro.
proof to it. It was a
little bit, man. If you soft enough to let that affect you, and KD is definitely soft enough to let that affect him. I believe that.
That's
things,
not being
Corey.
soft though. That's
It's
not being soft though.
But
You get told that basically your work don't mean shit.
Come on, man.
I mean, it ain't being soft. But
if you let your feelings get hurt because of that, you
what
soft.
are you playing for? Are you playing for rings?
But that's some shit that you say behind closed doors. You don't joke about that in front of thousands of fucking
national
people.
TV.
I mean, he said KD was gonna get a mid-level contract. Like, come on, man. You really think KD is gonna get a mid-level contract?
No.
But you don't say that.
Hold on, Corey. That joke was fine when he said that. Everybody laughed. Everybody was laughed. That nobody felt uncomfortable when he said that. But when this dude had the nerve to say, "Oh, Steph is different," like, why you ain't joke on Steph? Steph is different. He's been here from the beginning. You really is always truth in jest. When you're speaking in jest or speaking in joking terms, it's a little bit of truth always in it.
Man, I mess with you all the time, and I don't mean 3/4 of the shit that I say.
That's fine.
But you mean a quarter of it.
I mean, yeah. If I call him ugly, I mean, man, is ugly.
So look, hindsight being 2020, right? KD felt like all that blood, sweat, and tears he put in really wasn't appreciated by the team and the fans. And the fact that he left and they talk about him the way they talk about him shows that he was right.
I'll give you the fans because Clay, Steph, and Draymond, they the fan favorites. You know what I'm saying? They just
it was a lot of animosity while he was there anyway. You know,
I think it was a lot of animosity between him and Draymond.
Exactly.
I think Draymond is a bully and KD is soft, and it's not gonna work.
If you had to choose between Draymond and KD that year, you don't take KD because without Draymond is
no. They had decided they was going to take KD, and I don't know if you was listening when I explained it, but the reason why I know that is because they both was up for contract year, and they wouldn't. Draymond was ready to sign an extension. He was ready. He would look. I'm going. I'm not. I want my money, right? Mm-hmm. And they wouldn't really had a talks with Draymond until they find out what KD was going to do. So they was telling me that they was going to give max money to Steph, Clay, and KD, and there wasn't going to be no room for Draymond. So Draymond either would have had to take some low level contract, or he was going to have to leave to get his money. And Draymond and his agent knew that everything was riding on KD.
Right. And how do you get rid of the issue? Draymond knew all he had to do was bullying, scare him, make him scared to come in the locker room. He gonna leave.
Oh no, I don't think that's what it was. And
I think so.
I don't think you can call KD soft.
He's soft.
How?
Mentally, he's soft.
Let me ask you a question. When Michael Jordan got cut from his high school team and he went and brought the coach and the player that they cut him for to his Hall of Fame speech, and he used it as motivation his whole career, is that soft, or is that using something to motivate you?
What has KD done to show you that motivated him?
Everything. Like
what?
There's nothing that someone has said to KD that made him go out and play uninspired. He's always went out and elevated his game.
That's facts.
I'll give you
always
that.
Elevated his game. Who on the phone?
Oh, it's me, Chris.
What's up, Chris?
Oh.
I had plugged you in. You ain't never say nothing.
Oh yeah. My wife had been going crazy.
Oh, okay. What's up?
And I just want to say, man, the whole game, it's like they collapsed. I won't lie to you. Talking about the Warriors, everything, they broke down
tonight.
Yeah, because when I'm talking about like when Draymond and Kevon Looney, we combine their minutes, 52 minutes they played, he scored. I think it was 10 points. Or Jordan Poole, he played 24 minutes. He scored 10 points.
And why you think their scoring was down tonight?
Because when you look at the Celtics out rebound the Warriors, they out assisted them, they out blocked them. They even shot more free throws too. They had 12 turnovers to the Warriors 16 turnovers. That's why they collapsed. None of their stars want to step up except for Clay and Curry. You can't just have two players go out and play good. You gotta have the team play good. Draymond, he makes me mad because if he played better scoring wise, boom, he wouldn't have any more faults. That's the only thing people call him out, or maybe shooting and scoring. That's basically it.
But it's a reason why. And a lot of people don't want to really say what the reason is because they don't want to say anything about the refs. But look, the contrast is the way they call the game. These guys got fouls this game. They didn't get fouls last game. Draymond fouled out with 6. Steph had 4. Wiggins had 4 as well, right? And last game, it was the Celtics guys who had the fouls, and it was the Celtics guys, Smart, Williams, and Horford, who I think they only combined for like 6 points.
You think that was on purpose?
Like that, yeah.
Or do you think
No, it wasn't on purpose. It was the fact that the physicality and the roughness of how they was defending the Celtics was so high, and the whistle wasn't there to help them get some of that off of them. That it just took them out of their game. I mean, Marcus Smart with 2 points, Al Horford with 2 points. Al Horford was in the post with Steph Curry and couldn't even get a shot off. And then Al Horford was in the post with Clay and couldn't get a shot off. That's how rough they was playing them. And they allowed Boston to do the same thing this game. And it took those guys out of the game the same way it took Boston out of the game last game.
Yeah, most definitely.
The refs are calling it different, man. They are.
You think they were told to call differently, or was it like
hell yeah? They don't go in there and be like, I just feel like calling this shit left today. No, they get told to do this shit.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. That's facts. That's facts.
I'm gonna tell y'all this real quick, man, because I looked it up, man, because I wanted to go to Game 5, and the cheapest ticket, which is probably the Bleeds, was $885 for Game 5.
Yeah. That's it. That's in Frisco, right?
That's in Frisco.
Yeah,
Game 6, if necessary, already lowest price $12.60. Game 7, lowest price $12.60. It's A money grab, bro. There's more money in 7 games than there is in 4 or 5.
That's on top of the travel expenses and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, they can keep them tickets. I won't be spending unless they giving me
Listen,
a share of the company.
You sitting up that high. It's better just to sit at the crib in your living room and just watch.
Listen, they even got tickets for the watch. Listen, they even got tickets for the watch party outside the stadium, standing room.
Nope.
$560 something.
Nope.
All those fans better be making 6 figures. Something.
I mean, most of them are. That's why they moved. That's why they moved to San Francisco. I guess it was more money down there than it was in Oakland,
bro.
But if anybody's out here thinking that these refs is not getting told to call these games a certain way, they're naive.
Well, I mean, but hold on. But that's not hidden. We all know that the refs have meetings before and after the game.
Yeah,
we know that. We know the order comes down from the top, and then to the head official, and then the head official instructs the referees is gonna be on the floor on the direction of the game. Hey, look, man, I want y'all to take. Yeah.
Wait, do you think they already know, like, with how they call the calls, like, there's a certain person or a team that they want winning all the way, or is it just game by game they look at it to see who they want to give the win to?
No. So they're not. All right. So this is what happens. Imagine if all 4 of us on the panel, all 5 of us are referees. Well, no, let's say all 4 of y'all referees, right? Y'all gonna be reffing the game, and I'm a retired official, but I'm the head. I'm y'all boss. I'm the head official.
You're the head official in the press box.
I'm the head official, right? I give y'all grades on a game by game basis on how you did with the game plan.
Basically, on how well you listen to me.
On how well, yeah. So I have the meetings with the commissioner.
Right.
Only thing y'all know is refs. Y'all don't know what me and the commissioner talking about. I come down and I talk to you as y'all 4 referees and say, hey, look, I want y'all to pay attention. I get y'all CD. Now this is not me coming up with it. This is all the way Donnie explained it in his book and on all the interviews he's done. Right. Yeah. He say is a couple of ways they can sway the direction of how they call the game. Either one, they come down with a CD and say, I want y'all to watch this. You pop the CD in, and it's just a whole CD full of fouls that Draymond Green got away with, right? This is all the fouls y'all miss. So that tells you I want y'all to watch out for these fouls. Right. So if I'm telling you to watch out for those fouls, and you don't watch out for them, you getting an F. You mean to tell me you ain't seen none of these I told you to look for? F.
You gotta be switched out by somebody else.
Right. And when you get a low grade as an official, you don't make it through the playoffs. First of all, they send the highest grade officials to the playoffs, and then after every round, the highest grade moves to the next round, all the way to the finals. Yeah, that's extra money for them. They move up in rank, all that stuff. Yeah. So you have to do what the head official is telling you, and you have to do what you're graded to do. So if I give you instruction to call the game one way or the other, or watch out for this player, or watch out for that carry, or watch out for that foul, I want you to keep an eye on that, then that's what's gonna happen. And what Donahue said is, I would bet on games based on how we was instructed to call the game. Because if you come down and tell me to watch Draymond Green's fouls, I already know, oh man, the Warriors gonna lose. Because if we call it this way, Draymond Green, he gonna be out of there.
And you can't get no momentum.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and go put my bet on Boston, and that's how it is. So it's up, like the referees might not know that, they should know, because if we know, they should know that it's changed. I mean, they know they got to daggone keep the entertainment up and pull as much money as they can pull. They know what they're doing.
Man, I got a crazy idea. What if the referees, like, they're telling like their families, hey, go bet on this team because that man's gonna get a lot more fouls. They're gonna have a bigger chance of losing.
They can do that, but if they get caught, the same thing that happened to Donahue is gonna happen to them.
It's true.
Still illegal.
by himself. Like, he was acting weird like that. Like he wanted to get caught.
Nah. He was doing it with a with somebody from the mob.
Oh yeah,
Man,
he was working with Bob too. That's even worse.
Well, he was just telling them, "Hey, man, put your money on them." You know,
The FBI got him.
Yeah, for sure.
I need Scott Foster to get investigated ASAP.
Oh, Scott Foster's name came up a bunch in his interviews.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's CP3 is we all know that stat. CP3 is winless in games officiated by Scott Foster.
They hate
makes it 13-0 in the postseason this year when Scott Foster's officiating a Boston game.
Hey, it's not Scott Foster. He's not doing nothing that the NBA don't want him to do. He's doing his job. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in the finals. That tells me that he's the highest graded referee in the playoffs if he made it all the way to the finals. So that means he's doing what the NBA is telling him to do.
With that being said, what agenda does the NBA have against Chris Paul as to why they just will not let him win?
I have no clue.
I don't know.
I have no clue, man.
He said something before, or how he acts to the refs. Because you've seen how he acts to the refs, and the refs, they probably got behind Chris Paul's back. They talk trash about him and all that because sort of how he carries himself. Maybe he doesn't act in a sort of superstar manner as other superstars.
Nah, so Chris Paul was the president of the Players Association. I don't know if he still is, but he was up until last year, I think. He might
it's either still him or it's CJ McCollum now. One of the two.
It might be. So I think he's on the competitions committee as well. And from what I hear, is he is a real beast in them meetings, and he say some crazy stuff, man. So it could be something like that. I mean, maybe he done rubbed a whole bunch of owners the wrong way.
You go after them, they're gonna go after you.
Yeah. And CP3 better not never never make no mistake like Deshaun Watson did, because ain't nobody gonna have his back.
Man, shout out to D Watt, no. Shout out to D Watt.
Listen, at this point, man, I'm calling bullshit.
Hey, I've been called it.
I mean, I was like, when it first came out, I was like, oh, this is orchestrated by the organization because they mad that Deshaun Watson got this Supermax contract and said, I don't want to play for y'all no more. I knew it was like, this is just convenient as hell that you got all these cases. But you mean to tell me every week and a half there's another case, and now they saying that the Houston Texans are going to be a defendant? And what?
Yeah, that was real interesting how they all of a sudden they gonna be
That's my dog.
Hey, how the whole Houston Texans franchise done turned face.
I'm not under. Then they want to talk about. They pull up the fact that he's booked 66 different massages over the last 17 months.
I don't even think that matters.
It don't matter.
He could have smashed 1,000 instant thoughts.
He could have.
They should have been more mad at their coach for fucking up their team rather than try to mess with their quarterback who just like he don't want to be there no more. You can't just try to put him in prison or something or like try to ruin his career. That's the most messed up thing I've seen so far.
Hey, I'm about to make all y'all bug out. Watch this shit.
What?
Come week 1, Deshaun Watson will be starting.
Okay.
You're not making me bug out.
I want to hear this. Keep going.
He can get suspended mid-season.
Here's my thing. The NFL has never, ever put anything over the bottom line, whether it's negative publicity or positive publicity. It's always about the bottom line. And whether it's negative publicity, whether they're letting him play or not, And here's my thing. What's the difference between last year and this year? Last year wasn't suspended, wasn't on the commissioner's exempt list, could have played. Had Houston wanted to put him in there, could have played.
He wouldn't have, but yeah.
But my point is, it was just 22, the same amount, 22 last year. You didn't suspend him, didn't put on commissioner's exempt list, was facing criminal charges. So a year fast forward, now it's 24. But guess what? Those same criminal charges been dropped because of what? Lack of evidence.
Or no evidence.
Or no evidence.
I mean, because like how do you have evidence for something?
Deshaun Watson is starting week 1.
Well, he should be. But is the NFL afraid of the backlash they go get?
No.
There ain't gonna be no.
Mel.
It's the highest grossing business in the world.
Thank you, Corey. And here's my thing.
But they sent Vic on his way because of all the backlash they was getting.
Because they had evidence. He was like, no, this is illegal.
No. Before it got to all of that, they had already Nike cut ties with him.
Because they knew he was going to jail.
No, it was still it was still getting investigated. And Peter, do you think that they don't know what's about to happen? Wait. Just let me just get this part out.
Go ahead.
This is how I remember it, and correct me where I'm wrong at. I'm just telling you how I remember it.
Okay.
The way I remember it is the allegations hit the news. Boom, it's bad, right? Mm-hmm. And then days go by. Mike Vick still on the squad, and then Nike was getting pressure in the from people saying, I'm never wearing Nikes ever again as long as y'all endorsing this guy. And that went on for like 2 weeks, and then finally Nike was like, all right, man, I'm so afraid for these 2 people that said they wouldn't go wear Nikes no more.
I get that part, but remember this, Tiger Woods got the same treatment because he cheated on his old lady.
Hold on, we'll get the Tiger. So
I got something to say on that too.
Well, hold on. So Nike dropped him because they was getting pressure from buyers, right? From consumers. And then they was asking Arthur Blank about how he felt about it, and he said Michael Vick was like a surrogate son to him, and he was gonna stick by him, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then what happened was when all the truth came out, Arthur Blank said that Mike Vick didn't tell him the whole truth.
Yeah.
Right. That's where he got mad.
And then they pretty much severed ties after that.
Exactly. So it was a process.
Yeah.
But
I got something important to say about that.
Yeah.
So there's the difference, because back then there wasn't social media, so Mike Vick didn't get that much support or people to back him up. Deshaun Watson, he had everyone saying he is innocent for sure. I'll back him up no matter what, and he got the biggest guaranteed contract in NFL history. I think that's the difference. There wasn't social media back then.
Well, here's my thing. I don't think this. All right, I'm trying to preface what I'm saying because I think Deshaun Watson is not guilty of anything criminally because they've already tried that route and the charges were dropped. So I don't think he was in charge. I just think he's just a freak. This is his kink shit on some real sneaky link shit. And here's been one of my biggest things.
He likes his thoughts.
Well, yeah, he likes his Instagram thoughts. It is what it is. But here's the one thing that keeps like tripping me out with these 24 civil suits is that all this information is getting put out here by the plaintiff and their lawyers, Tony Busby.
Mm-hmm.
And by their own words, you can see the dots that aren't connecting. And you can see the information that just doesn't make no damn sense. And this is coming off from the plaintiffs. And so if this is the plaintiff saying this, my thing is like, why the hell are we still even letting this media throw it into some type of public court of opinion and putting pretty much trying to crucify Deshaun when you just look at what the plaintiffs are saying and it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. And then it's almost like that when they come in, the lawyers say, all right, let's figure out what your story gonna be, and let's make sure it matches what the other girl's story is. And they're just sitting back, man. They got a ghostwriter back there writing their complaint forms and everything for them, man.
Hey,
I knew it was bullshit when not the 24th one, but the 23rd one, the lawsuit came forward. I was
she's a cosmetologist, dog. What is a cosmetologist doing in a masseuse session?
So let me ask. Hold on. About the flight attendant. The flight attendant that said that we were in the same social circle. No, you're not. You're not in the same social circle with him. Don't kid yourself.
No, what
don't kid yourself.
What that means is if she's hit other athletes that he know.
Thank you.
Word got around. That's what that means.
You're not in the same social circle. Don't kid yourself because you're not.
I knew it was bullshit when the 23rd one they quoted it too. It was like she came forward. She originally wasn't going to, quote unquote, but she saw the HBO special and changed her mind.
She saw the
they literally said that. They said that on ESPN. And they had it in quotation marks. She said,
"Bro, you can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up."
At that moment, I was like, "Oh, she saw money. She saw dollar sign.
Fact.
She saw exposure.
She thought it was gonna be easy case. All she said.
Remember, Mel. Remember this. Back when we first started talking about this, and Lamar, I think Chris, you was around too.
Yep.
I always said, right, because my theory was similar to Chris's. It was. But I said I thought it was Deshaun Watson's team that put it together to try to get him out of town. Right?
I remember you said that.
I did. Because I just got this big signing bonus. I just got it. Right? And I said I was gonna give him $1 million apiece to shut up. He ended up giving him 100,000. Which I mean,
so how many girls?
He gave 100,000, I think, to like 8 of them. I think so. And I think one got a little bit more. And that was probably the one that he did something strange with. You know what I'm saying? That was probably the one. But the rest of them are like, hey, Deshaun Watson is hitting me up on Instagram, right? Oh my God, what does he want? I don't really want nothing from you. I just want you to come give me this little massage, right? They was talking about one of the chicks, right? And this was the flight attendant, right? The flight attendant that's a part-time masseuse, right? He bought 42 bottles of her
massage oil.
Of her $40 massage oil. So basically what he did was went out there and cleaned out her trunk, right? So, and she was like
supporting her hustle.
Right. And that's what he said. I'm supporting the black business owner, is what he said, right? So he popped them draws, went and bought all her massage oil, and everything was cool, right?
That's how he paid her for the draws, Bob.
Right. Until she saw someone of these chicks got $100,000, and she like, wait a minute, he wanted me to massage his gooch. Now, check this out.
Hey, Corey, explain what the gooch is, dog, because I'm not familiar with the gooch. Explain that, cuz.
You don't know what the gooch is, Lamar?
Yo. Nah, cuz I know what it is. I'm just seeing what Corey gonna say.
Man, look. Anyway, so listen, if that dude, there is nothing wrong with him paying you for your massage, and if he want to get his gooch massage and you do it, shit, he not paying you for the sexual favor, right?
Right.
If you call that sexual, right? He's paying you for the massage. Whatever you do during that massage is whatever you do. And you knew goddamn well when you went over there, you was finna give up them draws.
Hey, Corey, here's the crazy part of what people are misunderstanding about this whole situation is because they're not looking at the words that are actually being said. It's saying inappropriate conduct, which is behavior.
Right.
Mm-hmm. This assault is not associated with anything that has ever been said with his name.
Because it's like 20 other girls have said, yes, we had intercourse during the massage.
Yeah, look, assault has not been associated with nothing.
Nothing.
Ain't no force against no will. Ain't no held hostage, which is a criminal offense, false imprisonment.
Right.
You know, because if that was the case, they would have brought them charges up.
Listen,
So,
if D-Wad feel like it make him throw a tighter spiral if he got a thumb in his booty, then that's on him.
Right. He is doing some freaky link shit, and that's all he is doing.
Yeah, freak.
Lamar,
here's my thing about it too. Like, I think they said what all of his massages was set up through DMs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you get that message from him, you see that blue check. So you don't even have to know that he's.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
You don't have to know he's an athlete.
Thank you.
You just know that he's somebody important.
Straight up. The optics look bad.
He has a verified social media account. That means he is somebody.
It don't matter if it's Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. He's got that verified check. So
yes.
you get that DM, you see Deshaun Watson blue check. You don't know who he is. You just know that he's somebody. You go
and all you gonna do is go look at his page and be like, "Oh, he cute."
And then you find out, oh, he a football player too. I know what a quarterback is. That's the most important position. It's hook and bait.
Done. I'm gonna fly you out to Houston, and I'm gonna buy all your massage oil if you put your thumb in my booty.
The quarterback is the only position in the NFL that's named after some money.
That's true.
But I mean, we all know.
And that boy just ski.
We all know how Instagram shots operate. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get more love if you verify or if you somebody of some kind of importance than if you not. Right?
Yo, so you see that freak, bro?
Hey, this girl, one of these girls, I'm not playing, man. This was true, man. One of these girls said, this was the flight attendant in the same social circle, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to disrespect your girlfriend, so I'm not going to go to a hotel with you. Let's just do the massage at my mama's house.
What the hell? Disrespecting her own mama.
Hold on. So she took Deshaun Watson to her mama's house, right?
Stop playing, man.
Listen, I'm telling you, took Deshaun Watson to her mama's house, right? And then admitted to having sex with him like 3 or 4 times at her mama's house.
That night?
Yeah, but I think she got more than one. She went back more than once.
Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all want to know something crazy? Is that we talking about Deshaun, but the media, you know what story never came out? I seen some shit about Baker being a little whole bag doing some shit like Deshaun.
Listen, Baker ain't on Deshaun's level though.
Listen, everybody. Listen.
He not.
So what I said earlier is Deshaun. They keep talking about this 66 like it's like that number all of a sudden makes it. Oh my God, it's true, right?
He's like 66.
Look, bro.
Just the thought. So you surprised,
dude? You know how many people go on Tinder? If you go on Tinder and swipe right tonight, you can hit 100 girls on there swiping, right? And if you DM or if you match with any of them and you DM them and be like, yo, what's up? That's basically what he did on Instagram. He went on there and did the equivalent of swiping right on Tinder and just threw out a bunch of, what's up? I need a massage.
No, he didn't. Man, like my man said, man. Once he got that little blue check by his name, he matched with all of them.
That's what I'm saying. So he DM'd all. He looked at him and was like, "Okay, hey, do you do massages?"
Like you ain't my type, but you my type.
You ain't in my shoes, but you can become a.
But let's flip this though. Lamar, right?
Yeah.
You on Instagram, right?
You may have finna say something stupid. I know he is.
No, your occupation is what your occupation is, right? You don't have to say what your occupation is. It's already on Instagram.
Okay.
And you get a DM from a female with a blue check. Let's say it's Wendy Williams. I don't know, Oprah, somebody.
If it's Oprah, I'm going face first.
A millionaire. She's a millionaire.
We get paid.
She got money, right?
We all gonna eat.
And she say, "Hey, what's up? Do you do massages?"
Full body deep tissue, baby. Full body deep tissue.
No, you know what? Let's take it to sports. It's Candace Parker, right?
Oh,
It's
she ain't even gotta
Candace
finish her
Parker.
sentence.
You know,
She ain't even gotta finish her sentence.
What's up? Do
You do massages? I'm on a plane right now.
Nah, hold up, nah. If it's Skylar Diggins,
Skylar Diggins, do you do massages?
I'm on the plane.
What's your answer?
massages. Where do you need me to slide through?
Okay, so you're somebody that's not certified to do massages,
but I am tonight.
Right. So you're flying out there because she got a blue check and you like the way she looked.
Oh, I saw that blue check.
You go out there and give us. All right, so you go out there.
Oh, I seen that blue check.
And then after you get a massage, she be like, "Look, I'm on the road and I usually like to get knocked down while I'm traveling and whatever. So you gonna have to go ahead and give me that." All right, so
like, shit, Skylar Diggins had already had the draws off me, bro.
Okay, so all right, so hold on, let's go through this. So you do your thing, right?
Oh yeah.
And then a year later, she never called you back or whatever. A year later, you see this lawsuit with 40 other dudes on it, and they about to get the bag. And then that lawyer calls you and be like, "Hey, I heard you gave Skylar a massage.
You trying to get in on this?
Yeah, did anything bad happen? Like, is anything you want to talk about?"
Man, all I know is she slid in the DMs. I saw the blue check, and I was like, "Wait, Skylar Diggins."
So you gonna be honest. So you gonna be like,
"Yo, me and Shorty did the whoop-de-whoops. Like,
okay.
do I qualify for this silver suit? See, because here's the thing, and I'm glad that you asked that question, Mel, because there's no difference between when Larry Nassar does a situation and then you see one woman says something, and then next thing you know, another one and another one. But the difference is Larry Nassar was actually guilty because the facts are there. What's the difference?
Justin telling the truth.
You remind me of something too.
I'm a specialist. You damn right.
You damn right.
We're gonna work it out. What you think at?
Boy, put the elbows in it. You saw him.
I'm gonna turn into one of the massage therapists. Y'all be seeing the videos on Facebook, the body rub downs. That's me. That's me.
Gonna buy the oil real quick.
Scoop up.
Hey, hold on. Let me watch this YouTube real quick. Figure out how to do this, and I got you.
But are you go hop on the lawsuit when they call you though?
If I get the draws right, if I get
let's
the
be
draws,
honest. It depends on your financial situation. Where the hell is you at? It's a year later. Yeah, I may have got the cheeks. But this the lawsuit. They talk about some sexy shit. Well, let me hop on that too.
Yeah, you in the same position that those Instagram girls are in. One's a flight attendant.
Hey, gas is sky high. I almost pushed my car to work the other day. I wasn't even gonna turn the sun bitch on. I was just gonna push it all the way to work. That's how high gas is getting. Food is getting expensive. Still COVID is out there, so whether you believe on vaccination or not, jobs are starting. Like, if you got it, you got to sit home, so you could possibly be missing money. So it's like it's rough out here for a player. Oh, silver suit, money. Oh shit. Yeah. Do I qualify?
Hey, Corey, Chris, Lamar, I want y'all to see this. How to destroy a man now. A handbook. A wave of sexual misconduct allegations about powerful men have exploded recently in the media. A bold social movement has begun with brave women coming forward and being applauded for speaking out and sharing their stories of abuse, discrimination, and harassment. As a result, accused men like Harvey Weinstein, let me see if I can get the rest of that, read the rest of that. Harvey Weinstein, Mark Lowry, Charlie Rose, and dozens of other men removed from power and are suffering the consequences. And How to Destroy a Man Now, Dr. Angela Confidential, who is a business psychologist. How do you become a business psychologist? A consultant or human resource professional, empowers women.
I got two good examples.
Wait, listen, let me finish reading this. Empowers women with a step step-by-step guide for destroying a man's reputation and removing him from power. In easy to understand terms, the handbook reveals and explains the fundamental dynamics between allegations, the media, and authority as they relate to male misconduct in today's society. It also unveils and details practical real-world methods for leveraging allegations, media, and authorities to dethrone a man from power. Who wants a copy of this?
Mel, you told me about it earlier. I ordered it today.
Negative.
I
ordered it today.
I'm reading
Women
it.
control the court system, man. When it comes to money like that, man, they coming for it.
Hey man, what y'all think about that book, man?
That's terrifying, bro.
Every day.
I need to read it because I need to step ahead.
Evil ass
every
book.
every day we see why women deserve less.
I'm about.
Two good examples.
Wow.
Hey,
First it was my dog. First it was my dog Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey.
Man, we just got through talking about all of this today.
Yeah, I tell you what. If Future wrote a book on how to dog women out,
bestseller.
People would be pissed off.
People would hate him.
Yeah, they would.
Hey, that ain't some double standard ass shit, bro.
Hey, like I said, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I would have been disappointed, like maybe decades ago, you know, like. But I mean, look, like if you just looking at the history of how women fail to take responsibility for their own actions and just about anything they do doesn't really surprise me. Every time they do some fucked up shit, I'm like, well, of course, you know, like, I'm like, no, I'm saying like, just,
you bold, cuz.
Hey, Mel.
This is locker room talk. Like, you sure you want to put this on there, bro?
Hey, Mel, do me a favor. On the back of that book, see if Jada Pinkett is a contributor.
No, I mean, like, you know, you see that shit is going on to Johnny Depp with the whole Johnny Depp trial and shit.
Yeah, that Johnny Depp jump was crazy.
And a bunch of women are still trying to frame Amber Heard as the victim of abuse, even though this bitch was going to be toxic. And it's just like people's acting all shocked, and I'm like, have you met women? Like, have you met? Have you met women in America? Like this is like so common. I literally was predicting this outcome. I was telling people this was the outcome in advance. That even if she found
homie mad bold, dog.
I was telling people this was gonna happen beforehand. People acting all shocked. I'm like, what you talking about?
Yo, you got no chill. Your cuz got no chill, bro. He got no chill.
It's people that get sent up on rape charges because the chick didn't get a call back the next day.
Mel, what I say?
Yeah,
I see random women I don't see on the street, and they be getting attacked and shit. I'm like, look, shit, they ain't my business. Right?
What did she do? What did she do to deserve that?
I call the police if I'm far away from the situation. I'm not engaging in that shit.
Man,
you can't even.
Women are adults. They help themselves,
bro.
Listen, and you know what makes me upset about like this whole Deshaun Watson situation and other situations like this is because let this shit come out that all these women are fucking lying, and it takes away from the real victims that get overlooked and don't get the help.
Facts.
Like you're just making it worse for the real women who deal with this shit on a daily basis. It's hard enough for them to come out and speak on it, but now because you want to exploit it for monetary gain and clout, you make it hard for people to believe when people actually go through this shit. And I hate that. I hate that so much.
The problem is that they don't care about that though.
No,
women
they don't give a damn about no real victim.
For example, women don't.
They don't even care about marriage.
First of all, they don't care about domestic violence because if they did, you would know that most of the domestic violence happens in lesbian relationships. The highest rate of domestic violence happens in same-sex female relationships. So if they cared about domestic violence, they'd be bringing that shit up. But of course they don't, because they only care about making men look bad, like they're harming women, and that women have to hate and alienate men.
Brittany Griner beat the brakes off her old lady.
No, I got something worse,
Yeah.
She did.
What's up, Chris?
Y'all want to talk about that Brittany Griner situation? Because I got thoughts.
If only Brittany could beat them charges like she beat her lady.
She beat her old lady.
That's why you do not fuck around with thoughts who want money.
Yo, so hey, I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Everybody been wilding tonight, so I just got the bug too. I didn't mean to drop that. Damn. My bad, Brittany.
But in even worse case, y'all know Beats by Dr. Dre?
Yeah.
Bro, another worst thing is divorce. His lady divorced him, and now until she gets married with another man,
well, she never
he
will.
has to pay her $10 million a year until the day she dies.
Yeah, that's
crazy. Fucked up.
Yeah, she about to have a lifetime boyfriend.
Where you need $10 million a year.
We cohabitate.
A social partner.
Yeah, we cohabitate.
It's a certain threshold you reach as a millionaire, and I think Dr. Dre reached billionaire status. So it's a certain status you reach and threshold that you pass where I stopped caring about how much you paying alimony. Because you should have known to get a prenup, and you still a millionaire at the very least. You know what I mean?
Listen.
But when you start taking half of a thousandaires earnings, that ain't.
What you say, 1,000 there?
Yeah.
1,000 there.
Hey, cuz I'm hurt. I'm hurt. You
know what,
baby? You's hurting me.
Listen, I knew I was.
You got to make business decisions, life decisions after that.
Yeah.
Look, I knew I was broke when Jeff Bezos settled his divorce for $32 billion and was still the richest man in the world. I was like, yeah,
bro,
damn.
Hey, man, hey, you know what's funny? You know what's funny?
1,000 there. I'm making business decisions. Somebody getting paid this month.
You know what's so crazy about that whole Jeff Bezos divorce hit the whole thing? You know how he got caught?
Oh.
His wife went through his phone.
Damn, really?
What?
That rich and that dumb.
Have burner account. Burner phone.
What?
Oldest trick in the book.
What?
Wait, the richest man in the world couldn't be like the most discreet man in the world. You could pay for all the discreetness. Like
she went through his phone.
If I'm that rich,
he got so much money, he ain't even got to do the phone. He just got to. You got people to do that. Yo, hey, shorty, we just gonna pull up on her right now.
She went through his phone.
Did you know his wife was giving all that money away though?
Whoa.
No, she was giving like
Mel. So Amber Heard was giving all her money away too. Come on, man. I don't believe that shit.
No. Jeff Bezos' wife dedicated like I want to say $2 billion to HBCUs, and
she still got 30 billion.
She's been given not billions but millions of dollars to different HBCUs. She done it last year. She went around and gave like 10 million at A&T, and it was between 10 and 20 million that she gave away.
Yeah.
And then this year she started it again and start. She just giving money.
She gonna get it back. She gonna get it back.
She has 32 billion.
That's right. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, like I said, not everybody is they're not flat. She's not a flat out demon. No, she's flawed. Sometimes people mess up, and they also do good things.
That's for tax purposes, bro.
Sometimes they do good things, but they also do bad things.
Is it for tax purposes, or is it to throw it in his face because Bezos didn't like black people? Why HBCUs?
You know there's some shade on there. She know what she's doing.
Oh, there's definitely shade involved. Definitely.
But look at how many ways she could spend it. She's like, oh look, I'm donating to HBCUs. I'm part of that too.
So let me ask you this: if she hit you up on Instagram and asks you for a massage, you going?
You damn straight I'm going.
That big. She gonna all that money.
$5 million tip.
She probably trying to. If she do that, she probably trying to keep herself in public. She probably gonna try to accuse you of rape or something.
Hey, if I was
damn a simple suit, I'm asking for bread up front. I'm like, look, shawty, just because of who you is,
we could settle this right now.
I'll slang it to you, but it's gonna cost you.
It's gonna cost you.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna cost you. Like,
Listen,
just set up a fund for me.
if I was her, because I didn't know Jeff Bezos didn't like black people, I'm buying the NFL team. Fuck it. A whole bunch of black guys.
Probably Jeff Bezos probably would have did that though. Most of the racist people get them NFL and NBA teams.
Wait, Jeff Bezos gonna buy?
No, the NFL teams for sure.
It was 1 point. I just looked it up. It was 1.7 billion that she dedicated to HBCUs, but she also gave to Planned Parenthood and LGBT organizations as well.
Oh, she hit a ball. She hit a ball trying to run for president.
I don't know what she's doing.
Hey, look at me. I'm doing this.
They need to make that shit. They need to make that shit purely private donations. That Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, that Planned Parenthood.
Make that shit. Make that shit for purely private donations.
Yeah, I don't know about that Planned Parenthood, man. That's a whole nother topic right now.
That's a whole nother thing right there.
Hey, let's spend about 5 to 10 minutes on game 4 for the Warriors and Celtics before we end it, man.
All right.
What y'all expecting to happen?
I don't know.
It could be a back and forth.
Boston by 12.
The Celtics are like the most bipolar team I've seen. So you got a question: which Celtics you gonna get this game?
They good
as long as I told Mel this. I mean, this series is going back to Golden State 2-2. And it just depended on how it was gonna happen. Was it gonna be Golden State tonight, Boston on Friday, or Boston
I thought Golden State
on
Friday
tonight? But because Boston won the night, and I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown was both on it, that's not gonna happen 2 consecutive games. One of them is gonna have another bad game, and Golden State is gonna capitalize on that. Now, if it's gonna be a blowout or not, I can't call it. But I think Golden State pulls it out.
Man, I'm gonna die on this hill about this series. And if James Wiseman was 100% healthy, oh my God, what a difference he would make in this series. No, you got to understand, Boston is about to continue this method of bully ball. They dominated in the paint tonight, both offense and defensively. I mean,
I like that.
Why not continue it? I love Kevin Looney, what he's been doing, but he can't do it on his own. And obviously, you're getting erratic Draymond. And I'm telling you, if James Wiseman was healthy, man, this would be the series that he would be so important in. Right?
Yep.
I thought he was healthy though.
What it was he was ramping up at the end of the season. So when Curry,
and then they shut him down.
They shut him down when Curry. I think he had another setback right before the playoffs started. And
I thought they had him playing in the G League.
He was. That was him. That was him ramping up. And something happened. And they just we just gonna shut him down for the season. And I think he ended up having another surgery. I'm gonna have to look on that.
Angle, I like the Celtics. I kind of like the Celtics style of play a little bit. I guess. Give me shades. Give me.
But what is that style of play? What do you call that?
I mean, I like their defense. What I'm trying to say. I'm sorry.
What Boston does, LaCour?
Yeah.
I mean, is to me what their game plan has been just simple. It's just feed the paint or get short or get more a high percentage shots. Yeah, they want to still shoot the 3, but if it's not there, there's no point in shooting it.
I mean, I think it's partially due to the officiating, probably, but I think the referee's been allowing the Celtics to be a little more,
obviously,
more physical than most teams.
It's been like that all playoffs.
Yes, I'm saying. I just kind of like that style of play. I mean, I wish it was more evenly officiated. That would make it a little more interesting. But
I think it was evenly officiated. Game 1 and 3. Game 1 and 3 tonight. It was even. The only time I seen it uneven was the game that the Warriors won.
Right.
Which tells me that Boston is really the better team, and I didn't think they was. I thought Golden State was the better team.
I don't know. I just think I don't know if they're the better team. I just think it's my point I was telling people. So I didn't like this idea people was pushing. Like they were saying, like, oh, that players back then, or that players today would cook all the players back then, and that physical defense wouldn't mean shit. I just don't. It don't look like that though. I mean, we just seen a small taste of what it looks like to see a physical defense team, and a lot of players are like are having trouble adjusting to the situation.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
Boston
mean,
is dumb physical though. Robert
yeah,
Williams
yeah.
is a monster, man.
But
It's
look,
a difference
look.
between being
Celtics play
physical
good by
and
it.
getting away with murder.
Rob.
Well, hold on. The reason why it's hard for players to adjust to physical defense is because you play 82
Use the
games
fouls.
one way, and then you go tell me it's physical tomorrow
Right.
because of the playoffs. Like you know that's what's been going on. This is the most physical we've seen in the playoffs in a long time.
And we all know that the playoffs, the physicality level does go up a little bit.
But not like it did this year though.
But not like it did this year, bro. And
Right.
I mean, you can point to the Boston Brooklyn series as your perfect example. The no superstar calls, all the hand checking, all the hard screens and everything that they was doing against Brooklyn. We haven't seen that, especially not against a superstar.
No,
And-
but that
and I
was
don't-
personal for the NBA though. That was personal.
Well, yeah, because Kyrie didn't get the
They use
vaccine.
Yeah,
double
yeah.
and triple team.
That was personal. But you would not be the team that represents all 32 of these owners as a championship squad. No, you would not be one of those teams. Not this
Yeah,
year.
because half the season due to not getting the vaccine.
Yeah, there was a little bit of hazing, and I think the Brooklyn Nets got the message, and I think Kyrie, Steve Nash, KD, Ben Simmons, they all come back next year more focused and ready to play and not trying to miss games for stupid reasons, man. So
That's gonna
they
be a
got the
scary
message.
team to watch next year.
It should be.
That's
But
gonna
hey,
be a scary
they got
team.
so are y'all concerned at all about Steph's injury to his foot?
A little.
I missed that. What happened? I missed that.
He got it was just a scramble for the ball. He got twisted up in there.
Just put some ice on it. You'll be all right.
No, it's the same foot. It's the same foot he missed 12 games before the playoffs for.
Yeah,
You
it
gonna
is.
sit out a game?
He gonna be hobbled at least.
Well, the game's not till Friday, so I mean, unless there's going to be any kind of news, I wouldn't really worry about it. Obviously, Steph knows what it is.
You know
but-
what? You know what? For that simple reason, Golden State wins Game 4.
Really?
Be his foot
Man,
game.
they gotta step up.
Just be his foot
One
game.
fool gotta step up. Kevon Looney, Draymond Green, they all got to step up.
Nah, the ref's not gonna let him touch Steph.
I want to play. I want to play this. They got Klay Thompson at the podium for the post game, and he said some. A little. I haven't heard it, but can y'all
Like
hold
some
on?
wild shit.
I'm gonna see if I can play it. If y'all can't hear it, I'm gonna have to hang this phone up, Chris. And you have to go join the panel. That's cool.
All right.
Hold on. Can y'all hear this?
Your impressions of the crowd,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
environment tonight, and how much was that a factor in the game?
It was not a factor. We played in front of rude people before, dropping F-bombs with children in the crowd. Real classy. Good job, Boston.
He's
Well,
butthurt.
you know what?
I ain't gonna lie, he's
You know
not
what?
butthurt a little bit. The way he's in that. Like, come on, bro.
Hey, but it is true. That is Boston, though. Like,
I understand
I
it's
mean-
possible, but here's my thing, though. Players,
He ain't lying.
This has happened like the past 2 years. Boston, like players, superstars have been complaining, like, I don't know what about like these crowds. Like, I get it. Crowds are annoying and they do messed up shit, but like this having wars with crowds and having wars with NBA analysts, basketball analysts, like this shit you gotta stop this shit. Like, we gotta focus on the game a little bit, please.
Well,
Hey,
Boston.
I'm
last
gonna
year-
be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you.
Boston
The
crowd
fans,
is like New York Knicks crowd.
the fans this year have been out of fucking pocket.
Are they never out of fucking pocket?
They all
It's, no,
out of
no,
pocket.
no,
They've
no,
always
hold
been out of
on,
pocket for me,
hold on.
especially Boston.
You can spitting on
Boston-
Trey Young,
Boston-
spitting on
Boston-
Trey Young, fucking
Are you-
touching Chris Paul's family.
In
Like,
1960, bro.
Chris,
1960.
Chris, in Philly, they knocked out Santa Claus with a whiskey bottle.
Oh my God.
Come on, man.
Bro, in the 1960s, Boston, the
Bro,
Boston
at
Celtics
Milwaukee,
used to.
they even had a shooting outside, bro. People
When
were
Bill- y'all remember
fighting.
when-
What was it? The LA, the Dodgers and the Giants, where the Giants fan got killed outside the stadium.
yeah.
Yeah,
Man got killed.
they ain't been out of pocket, bro.
When Bill Russell was playing in the 60s, his own fucking crowd, he was in Boston getting them chips, his own fucking crowd was calling him slurs and shit while he was playing on the court.
Well, I mean, that was what, the 60s?
Right, but he was playing for their fucking team and getting their gifts though.
They didn't care. He was black. That was what they cared about.
I'm saying when you see that, once you see that, anything after that to me is like I'm gonna expect them to be fucking fucked up as.
But I mean, you can take slurs and shit like that. I mean, you go, especially back then,
slurring the fucking people when your ass on them.
You gonna hear that. But when you spit on somebody, that's technically a felony. You touching somebody's family, you don't touch a man's family.
Of course,
like that shit. And then like what they dumped popcorn on Russell Westbrook one year. They've been doing Russell dirty for some years though.
Yeah,
I mean I understand fans gonna be fans. You gonna cheer for your team. You gonna talk shit to the other team. But at some point, it's got to be like, a limit to exactly what can be done and said as a fan. At the end of the day, these motherfuckers are still humans. These motherfuckers are still people. You get me? Yeah, they get paid millions of dollars to play a sport.
I understand the whole thing about like spitting on people.
Fine.
No, I understand the whole thing about spitting on people and touching people. That's a story. That's a different story. I'm saying in general, like these stories of players saying that fans are talking too much shit or dropping F-bomb. Like, I mean, I just don't care about people dropping F-bombs. Like they're in front of children. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's like
the risk of bringing your kid down there anyway.
He said if he said something like popcorn in that interview, I would understand. He specifically said them dropping F-bombs in front of children. I mean, that just sounds like a big thing to be riled up about.
I mean, was Draymond Green doing a bunch of cursing in game 2 in front of all them kids in Golden State?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, man, come on, man. Y'all just trying to find something to get motivated about because y'all know y'all about to get ran out the floor in game 4.
I promise you, if you turn off the crowd audio and just listen to the player conversation on the floor for 48 minutes, it's some wild shit being said out there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And their fans too. You getting trash talking from your family? You let that happen?
I know some wild stuff being said on that court because I say the same stuff on these base gyms. When I
You think a semi-professional football game is calm because it's just normal people playing? Hell no, it's wild.
People saying the same stuff in regular pickup games, man.
Yes, bro. I
had to knock a dude out here at the rec for telling me my son wasn't that good. I laid him down. I laid him down.
Video proof or it didn't happen, Mel.
You can't be talking about that.
I'm playing, Mel. I believe it.
Hey, it was at the same court I played with you last time, Chris. Like when you drove.
That outdoor court?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Laid them right down, man.
Oh, speaking of which, hey, matter of fact, I'm gonna be in town next weekend. I forgot to tell you.
All right, man. We'll get up. How long you gonna be here?
Just for the weekend, Juneteenth, celebrating my blackness. You heard?
In San Diego?
Yes, sir.
Why something going on here?
It's a 3-day weekend. I got my car back. I get paid that week. It's a lot of shit. I mean, going on that one time.
Oh, okay. I thought it was what you usually stay when you come here? You got people over here. You be getting rooms.
It depends. A lot of people had left, but I just my homeboy down there. So he was, but his Wi-Fi suck, and I got my Xbox. So I don't know. I might get a hotel.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, man. Hit me up, man.
Unless you got a guest room, you know what I mean.
That couch right there you looking at.
This is my guest room right here.
Used up. Sorry, can't use that.
I'm in it.
That man said, "Fuck the hotel. You got room?"
I'll probably get a hotel though, but I'll be down there for Friday to Sunday probably.
Yeah, all right, bet. That's easy money. I went and hung out with Williams and Bonham. They were, but Bonham just got out here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he's one of the ones I'm gonna see. My homeboy Barnes is down there.
Right,
matter of fact, Barnes was like, he told me to bring my shoes, get a hoop session in. So we probably gonna do that too.
All right, you know I'm down.
Oh man, I got two questions. Man, I got two.
Don't hurt your knees, LaCour.
Because I wasn't been up. So I got two things. So what do you think about? What do you think about like Chris Paul losing the series in Game 7?
I don't think it was Chris Paul, man. They changed the way they called the games, and it just it just phased them out. And the Game 7 is on all of them though. That Game 7 is horrible. Like but I think mentally they was checked out because it was like, man, they literally just took 2 games from us. I mean, that game that they fouled Chris Paul out and they was calling all these crazy fouls, man. It was, I mean, they were just blatantly saying, we're not gonna let y'all win tonight, bro.
That was bad. Like those fouls.
And the second one, what do you think about Luka? Because I remember Luka like somewhere in the middle of this series. At one point, he had set the record for points per game, but he had only been playing. He only played like 3 playoff seasons. So it's like, I'm like, that's a really
but Luka was throwing up hella shots to get all them points, man.
And I'm just saying, like, it did just like a month later, he lost the fucking record. I'm like, I was telling people like, why y'all jumping to the conclusion? He only played 3 seasons. Like, wait.
Let me. I got this one, Mel. I got this. The league is trying to force Luka on to everybody.
Of course.
They trying to make him be They trying to make him the next face of the league. And I feel like that's the reason why the series got called the way it did against Phoenix. But then you see that they tried to call it the same way against Golden State. But when you actually play a real team that plays real ball, and you still playing Luka ball and pounding the air off the ball for 21 seconds off the shot clock against a real team, you're not going to get the results that you think you're going to get, like you got against Phoenix.
Dallas wasn't getting no calls. Dallas wasn't getting no calls in that Golden State series. They wasn't. I mean, he ran into a bigger force than him. Steph is a bigger star than him. It is what it is. He ain't gonna get them calls yet.
You can't keep playing 1-on-1 ball.
Yeah.
Especially in a playoffs, you gotta. The offense will be too stagnant. You gotta have.
And I blame Luka and I blame Jason Kidd because you went away from what worked when you played team ball and you moved the ball around and more people get touches than Luka. They won.
Hey,
Jason. And Jalen Brunson is just flat out a better distributor than Luka is. Period.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They gotta find the offense that utilizes Brunson, Spencer Dinwiddie, and not just Luka.
But when they did use that offense, they won, and they
won
convincingly. And when you go back to playing Luka ball, pounding the air out the ball for 21 seconds off the shot clock, put up some bullshit, and maybe it goes in, you're gonna get your ass kicked, like it was shown in a 4-1 series loss to the Golden State Warriors.
Offensively, dude, nice though.
Superstars, of course.
Luka can hoop, but he's fool's gold.
No. That's why I said offensively, dude, nice. Offensively, dude.
And my point is that superstars gotta learn to buy into the system. You gotta learn something. That's another thing.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Luka ain't nothing but a European James Harden from the right hand side.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
He runs hard.
Dribble, step back, crazy 3. No defense, no get back, none of that.
Yeah.
Luka don't get back because he be arguing with the referee. Now Harden just don't go back.
Harden already at the strip club. By the time his shot go up.
Well, his shot go up. He's like, I got about 30 minutes to get to the strip club. I'll be right back.
Hey, CPP, Dallas wants you.
Yeah, it's true.
He's not gonna go to Dallas.
Yeah,
CP3. He's not gonna go to Dallas.
No.
See, that would. Luka's not gonna play CP3's basketball. I think CP3 works perfect in Phoenix. They just missing one more piece. I don't know what it is.
Luka don't come off no picks or no screens. Or come on,
Luka don't do that. Luka don't do that because he ain't
running.
I think he can.
But see, most of these superstars.
The first thing that Luka need to do to make his game better is he need to lose about 25 pounds.
Corey,
you can say Corey all you want to. Luka's fat. Luka don't run because he can't run. Luka needs to lose about 25 pounds and he'll be a much better basketball player.
Here's what needs to happen. He's
fat.
These superstars need to
it's true.
They need to.
Luka's diet consists of
brisket,
honey nut Cheerios, Cocoa Puffs,
boy eating that Texas
brisket, beer, and vodka.
Beans.
That's what he eats. It's true. Luka will not be an effective basketball player like he should be, right?
Nah, his conditioning is terrible.
Until he lose weight. He got a fat boy body. I mean, it is what it is. And if he can hoop like this with a fat boy body, imagine if he lose 25.
You could tell he got a fat boy body because how you 6'8" with a set shot?
For real. It's a set shot because he can't jump. He can barely dunk at 6'8".
He need muscle. If he as strong as Zion, man, he be dunk on people.
Bro, if Luka loses 25 pounds,
he ain't having Zion issues.
Hey, listen, yes he is. Them honey bun burgers, yes, Luka is.
Nah, listen. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Hold up. Did you say a honey bun burger?
When they put the burger in between the honey buns.
Hey, that sounds kind of fire. I ain't even gonna lie to you, but that might be the fat boy in me. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That sounds kind of fire.
Listen. I'm not joking. Like they showed a picture of him in I think it was game 3 against Golden State. Him and Boban went to a restaurant. They had a table full of food, and both of them had like 2 or 3 beers.
Wow.
Luka don't need that. Luka need to drink water and eat salad.
Rabbit food.
And run. Like Luka needs to. He need to hire a nutritionist, right? He needs to get a personal trainer to get his ass in shape, and I promise you, he would be a much, much better basketball player.
You need
as good as he is already, he would be that much better.
Slap the food out of his hand,
bro. He fat.
Yeah,
he can't run. He don't run on the fast break because he can't.
Yeah.
He's just a chunky boy.
Look, man, and you know what I'm saying, like. I'm here. I'm in Dallas, right? Well, I watch the Mavericks play every night. But Luka be winded after the halfway through the first period. Luka is winded.
Like, coach, put me on the bench. Give me some Gatorade,
bro. And that's why you ever notice, man, like toward the end of the game in the fourth period, he throwing up them wild ass shots because he ain't got no more gas. The hole is there. You can get there. He just can't.
Hey, that's why you see he get most of his points between quarters 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Get them points up quick because I'm gonna be gassed out by the time 3rd and 4th.
By the time, listen, halftime, he probably go in there. They probably give him 2 IVs, right, to try to get him back normal, right? Shit ton of Gatorade. He out there sweating, probably smell like beer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he need a tank of air. You know the ones from the NFL.
That little oxygen tank.
Yes.
You don't need one.
Yes, bro. You and I mean, in order, Luka is at that stage right now in his life where it's a party. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big time superstar. It's a party. When he starts to take that serious, the off season part, the nutrition part, when he starts to take all of that serious, Luka will be that much better of a basketball player. But until then, like Luka plays Luka ball because that's all Luka can play. And it's not because he can't come off a screen and hit a shot, because Luka can do that. He is physically able to do that. What Luka is not able to do is breathe. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. 2 times up the court, Luka gas, bro. That's why he be arguing with the referee. He be arguing with the referees and shit to catch a break. Bro, he tired.
He needs some treadmills and ellipticals. He needs all that.
Something. Like, all he need to do, man, is in the offseason, like, Luka should be running right now. Luka should get him a nutritionist, plan all of his meals. You don't leave the house. You eat here. Ain't no McDonald's for you. Ain't no honey buns for you. Ain't none of that.
He eating hella McDonald's.
Oatmeal and egg whites for breakfast, salad for lunch, and a salad with some chicken on it for dinner. Grilled chicken that I make.
And broccoli with some rice on top.
That's it. That's all you need. You drinking your supplement, drinking the rest of your supplements and shakes and stuff, and you in the gym twice a day.
You're gonna be running 4 miles a day too.
Bro, yeah, you need to run because he's natural. He's got that big boy body. You understand what I'm saying? And
Mr. Man body.
And that's just him. Like
Michelin man.
Look, you ain't gotta have no 6-pack. You ain't gotta have none of that. But you can't have that big donut around your waist either.
Oh shit! Not the Michelin man though.
I'm just saying, man.
He Ghostbusters marshmallow looking.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I mean, and it's just and I'm not trying to be mean or nothing. It just is what it is, man. Like that's Luka. That's his body shape. You know what I'm saying? That's what he got to work with. So he gonna have to work that much harder to get himself in shape.
Yeah.
And you know,
had to take it serious.
Is he willing to do that? Probably not.
Well, I mean, if he just cut back on, like you said, he's young and dumb. He's a partier right now. If he cut back on that, just half the way.
He ain't but 22.
Yeah, 23, I think.
Yeah, either he just turned 23.
He a baby.
Yeah, man. And he just got to be legal to buy alcohol, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that boy got a refrigerator outside in the garage, one of them big commercial refrigerators full of beer.
Stay stocked.
Bro, I'm knocking this top shelf off tonight.
Gone over the team, hey,
bro.
Y'all know how to hangover tonight.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I'm gonna call over the team, but y'all ain't touching my beer. Y'all better bring y'all on.
It's BYOB.
For real.
Yeah, Luka got a lot of things to work on, man.
I think Luka doesn't have as many things to work on as we think. I think Luka need to work on that body.
Mm-hmm.
And when that body comes, the wind comes, and everything else comes, the rest will fall in place for him.
I don't know, man. He got to learn defense too,
bro. He can't play defense because he can't move.
He only put energy in one side of the basketball.
He's playing defense. It's like you playing. It's like you trying to play defense and you a left tackle. what you gonna do? Go cover that receiver, but you a left tackle. It's not gonna happen. Hey, man, and it's not because you don't have the physical ability to do it. It's because your weight don't let you do it.
Yeah. You ever seen a fat man touchdown? This is epic.
Right. Exactly. He needs to take.
Where did Mel go?
I don't know. Like Tony Gonzalez, man. Like remember Tony Gonzalez said once he got to be a certain age, he realized, man, it's like what I do off the field directly results what I do on the field. Mm-hmm. So he hired a nutritionist. He started working out a lot different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cardio, less weights. You know what I'm saying? And just get my body right to go through the season. Luka has to take that mentality, but he's not. And you're going to see the same results. Like by the time the season ends, shit, I'm gassed, baby. Mm. I'm probably sleep. Luka probably still sleep from game 7. I mean, from game 5 with Golden State. He ain't got out the bed.
Oh, man. Listen, I was so mad, man. Golden State was up 3-0. I was like, man, Dallas could have just drove back to the crib after game 4. Bro. Now they gotta fly back and think about it. They could have been drunk in 45 minutes after game 4.
Luka was drunk at halftime. They just won. You know what I'm saying? Like
it was the inevitable.
It was some, yeah. That's all it was, man. Dallas just got their freaking flyer miles up for their fucking that flight. That was it.
Like first of all, they should have won game 1. They should have. They blew that. Dallas.
Yeah, they had
game 2. Game 2, they just got pulverized, right? Game 3 is when they went up by 25 or whatever they did, and then blew that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. They didn't. I mean, they just. And the thing about it is, right, is that your team being hot or cold should not be determined by one player. Luka went ice cold in the 3rd, and the Mavericks blew that 25-point lead.
Yeah, that's why you got it. I mean,
But and I blame as soon as he went ice cold like that, and they cut that lead down to 15. I took Luka out and told Jalen Brunson to take us home.
Yeah, because Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie, they were giving Luka help. So, and that's what I hate when people want to make excuses for Luka, like, hey, he ain't had no help. I'm like,
listen, game 4, right, when they won, right, Jalen Brunson probably handled the ball 65-70% of the time. Luka only had 9 points going into the fourth period, right? And then they played Luka ball in the fourth to close it out, right? So I'm thinking to myself, bro, if you can go back to Golden State and just sneak one, if you play this same type of basketball, right? You go to Golden State and you sneak one, right? Then they got to come back to Dallas.
You got a series.
And yeah, let the chips fall where they may after that. You know what I'm saying? But what did they do? They go to Golden State and right back to playing Luka ball.
Right back to Luka ball. I mean, I was watching that game. I was like, they came all the way out to Golden State for this.
Hey, let me ask you this, Corey. Have you heard anything? Because you down there in Dallas, like, is this Jason Kidd running this offense, or what is this? Is this Cuban trying to,
No, I think Jason Kidd. I think Jason Kidd allowed it to happen just to show that it don't work. Now next year, because nobody had ever told Luka anything negative in his basketball career, and the first thing Jason Kidd did was set his ass down till he got in semi shape. Nobody's ever done that before, right? Because so you had this whole
what's that word? It's called accountability.
Accountability. You're right. So check this out. That whole Rick Carlisle, Don Nelson situation, everybody was like, Rick Carlisle fell off, blah, 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 blah. Rick Carlisle quit on that team because Don Nelson was coming down. He was writing the lineups. Rick Carlisle was writing the lineups, right? Don Nelson's coming down there and changing his lineups and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's changing. And he's telling the coach who he's going to play. So Rick Carlisle let it just fall into the ground. Like, fuck it. Go ahead. Do what you want to do. He was always going to be gone. Mark Cuban tried to save face, right? Because he has a great. He said he even looks at Rick Carlisle like a father figure, right? Rick, he tried to save face, like, okay, Don Nelson's gone. All right, Rick, come on back. You know what I'm saying? And Rick Carlisle was like, look, if you really cared about what I felt, everything, you wouldn't have let that motherfucker do all this shit anyway. You know what I mean? So I'm gone. You know what I mean? I'm gonna holler at you. Ain't got nothing to do with our relationship. We still good. We still tight or whatever. I can't be here no more.
Yeah.
So he leaves.
He goes to Indiana. Goes back to Indiana.
Right, goes back to Indiana. Jason Kidd comes in, and I promise you, Jason Kidd told Mark Cuban, look, I'm not going to let all this bullshit fly. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let it fly. So now you got Luka coming into camp at, they said, probably close to 280, right?
God damn, that's a lot of Whataburger.
Bruh, he comes into camp because even on some of them podcasts and stuff, I think he was on a podcast with JJ Redick. He said that once the Olympics end, he didn't even pick up a basketball at all until training camp started. So he comes into training camp and Jason Kidd is like, hell no. Hell no. Right?
280.
So Kidd makes him probably get down to 260, right? Makes him get down to 260, lets him on the court.
Oh, you're doing nothing but conditioning.
That's it. That's all. It's just running the hell out of him. Until you get down to 260, you will not step foot on this court. But he did it, right? It took him about 2 or 3 weeks, but he did it. He comes on the court, and they already they already got. I think their record was 8-19 when he came back in finally. Still on the All-Star team, right? Everything because it's Luka. You understand what I'm saying? But as the season progressed, they got a lot better, and Jalen Brunson becomes a superstar, right? You got these role players that work. I think the only thing the Mavericks are really missing is an athletic big man because Dwight Powell ain't it. You know what I mean? He's just not.
Getting Spencer Dinwiddie at the trade deadline was low key.
Right,
That was key.
and then you make this Dinwiddie trade, right, and that comes in clutch for you. You understand what I'm saying? So, but now, okay, so now we're a good basketball team. What's gonna get us over this hump, right? Mm-hmm. So Jason Kidd gave you a touch of that when they went into that Utah series and let Jalen Brunson run the point,
and got them boys up out of there.
And got them up out of there. They didn't even need Luka in that series.
Back it up.
Right? So Brunson comes in, cleans up shop. Now okay, so now Luka's like, okay, cool. But you know, like, coach, this is my show. I need to run the point. Okay. So you go through this Phoenix series and you get away with it, you know what I mean? Then you get to this Golden State series. I need to run the point. That's probably not the best offense we can run in this shit, Luka. But coach, it's my team. Let me do it. I got it. I want it. And then you get to game 3. Now you come into the locker room and he's like, all right, y'all ready? Are y'all ready to win a basketball game? Like, you ready? Yeah. Put Jalen Brunson back at the point, move Luka to the 2, right? He don't have to do as much scoring. He don't have to do as much as he has to do, right? They go 3 periods with Brunson at the point, doing everything that they need to do to get a lead, right? And then Luka comes in and plays Luka ball to close the show. And the reason that it worked is because Luka actually had some wind at the end of the game. That's why it worked. Then he goes back in. Okay, coach, I'm ready. Give me the ball. All right, son, take it. And they lose. Right? And I promise you, it's like, okay, now you ready to do it my way? Like, if you really want to win, like, I can show you how to win. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you got to let a motherfucker fall flat on his face and get a little taste of it and then fall flat on his face.
Man, I hope you're so right, because I'm just sitting there looking at that game. I'm like, what the hell is Jason Kidd really doing? Like, this is what we doing.
I promise you.
Jason Kidd was on some disciplinary father shit.
Yeah. But I think that's how you have to treat Luka. I do. Yeah. Because Luka not gonna listen to you. If Luka can run over you, he will run over you.
Because he's been getting his way. You said it. He's been
his whole life. Luka been a pro since he was 15, 16, right? And he been able to eat bonbons and sneak beer and all types of stuff, right? And just do whatever he want to do. And then you come into the league and everybody knows that you're a superstar, right? But if he actually took it serious, took his conditioning serious, and took everything other stuff, took it serious, right? He would be that much better of a basketball player.
He'd be killer, bro.
Bro, he'd be hard. He'd be impossible to stop.
He'd be a killer.
Yeah, that team would be hard bodied.
Yes, bro. But until then, like, if they just need to, hopefully they'll re-sign Jalen Brunson, which I think that they will. I don't think that's a question. They'll re-sign Brunson.
You don't let him walk out the building.
No, you re-sign
Spencer Dinwiddie.
You re-sign Dinwiddie, and you bring in an athletic big man and let Dwight Powell walk. Right.
Listen, if I'm Dallas, I'm listening to the streets about DeAndre Ayton.
Come on, Phoenix wouldn't let that happen.
Why not?
If they don't want to pay him, and he worth the pennies, he'll walk.
Hey, honestly, I think you can get maybe 2 years out of Andre Drummond for cheap.
Maybe. What's the young cat that plays center for the Hawks? Free agent.
Capella?
Not Capella.
No. You're not talking about Collins, are you?
Not Collins. This dude, I cannot. They mentioned his name the other day. He averaged 15 a game. Average 15, gets you about 8 or 9 boards, but he gets you like 2 blocks a game too. He can rim protect too.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name.
They were talking about him. They were talking about DeAndre Ayton, and they said that the Mavericks are kind of over this whole Rudy Gobert just strictly because how they schemed the hell out of Rudy Gobert. They like, nah, he too easy to scheme.
Nah, Rudy Gobert dookie, dog.
I'm about to go look that Hawks player up.
Yeah, I cannot remember his name, but they said that the Mavs are real big on him, and then they just gonna drop Dwight Powell and they just let him go wherever the hell he gonna go.
Are you talking about
If you say his name, I'll remember it.
DeAndre Hunter.
DeAndre Hunter.
And they got him listed as a power forward.
Yes. But they were talking about how he can play the 5 because he's a rim protector.
Well, in this small ball NBA type of league,
yes,
he'd be just fine.
Yes. And they were talking about how Boban is on the roster, but he's just too slow.
Too clumsy.
He's 7'6". He's just slow. You know what I mean? But every time Boban come in the game, he give him some inspired minutes. You know what I mean? You can run him in there 4 or 5 minutes a game and let him rest. You know what I'm saying? It was just like how they could have done things different. You know what I mean? But I just feel like I think Jason Kidd needed to prove a point.
Yeah, Dallas will come back next year.
Yeah.
Some more unified crazy shit.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? Like you proving your point and y'all make it to the conference finals. That's some shit. That's some shit. Like I seriously thought that the Mavs had a good opportunity to make a legitimate run.
Well,
I knew as soon as they ran into Golden State, it was done.
Load off.
Yeah, I think Brunson can take the load off. I really do. I think Dinwiddie can take some of the load off. What's-called didn't show up, but What's-called didn't show up. Finney Smith didn't show up. I think Finney Smith averaged 4 points in the conference final.
He did have one game that he was a little beat up. That he went bonkers on. I can't remember if it was like
you talking about Bullock. You talking about Bullock?
Yeah, but Bullock had to come back after he like shot the air out the gym. The game before.
I think the game you're talking about is game 4. I think everybody on Dallas was just in their bag in game 4.
Yeah, they went bananas in game 4.
Yeah, they went stupid.
But I was like that. But that's Jalen Brunson taking the ball down and distributing it out. I mean, he's drawing the entire defensive end because he was doing whatever he wanted to Draymond Green. You know what I mean? And then Steph went over there on him to try to keep up with the quickness, and Steph too little. You know what I mean? And then Clay was too slow too. They had no answer for him. You know what I mean? And Luka was sitting out there in the 4th hitting wide open shots. And then they finally, by 5 minutes left, they went back to that little Luka ball bullshit, and it closed the game out for him. But I think
that's too much of a gap to close. And Steve Kerr sat the bench. He said he
set the bench in with 5 minutes left in the game. Yeah, it's like this. This is done. But like,
which was smart on him because
yes,
I mean, I see that there's no chance. Sit the starters, game plan, and we're gonna beat your ass back in San Francisco.
Yeah, take you back home because I really thought that Dallas was a better matchup problem for Boston than Golden State is.
Size-wise, probably.
Yeah. We match up with y'all size-wise.
I think without James Wiseman and Kevon Looney, you only got Kevon Looney. Golden State is entirely too small.
They too little.
I think, like you said, I think
ain't that what they say?
Too little.
Yeah, I think small. I don't even think a healthy James Wiseman was needed. I think you just needed a come off the bench James Wiseman.
Well, I'm just saying he's 7 foot. Like that helps the size department.
Yes. Right
now, Robert Williams is eating like a mouse on the board, bro. Even Al Horford is turning back the hands of time. Like he back, like he damn Gainesville, Florida. Al Horford.
He trying to.
Nah, Al Horford drank some unicorn blood because ain't no fucking way.
He not supposed to be doing this, huh?
There's gonna be a price for this. If Boston ends up winning this ring, we gonna hear that Al Horford gonna blow like 50 different muscles in his legs. Then he gonna retire. But I don't know, man. This series is probably the best series we could have gotten as a finals matchup out of all 16 teams that made it to the playoffs. Maybe Golden State, Miami. But Golden State, Boston. Boston is probably the best one we would have gotten out of anything. I mean, Dallas, Boston would have ran them out the gym.
I don't think so.
Miami.
I don't think so. Because the last time Boston and Dallas played, Dallas beat them by 32.
Was that regular season?
Yep.
None of that shit matters.
It's a matchup problem. I'm telling you, Marcus Smart cannot handle Luka, and that's who they had on him.
Nah, he wouldn't be able to do that.
He too physical for anybody else.
No, put Jason Tatum on him.
He's getting Jason Tatum in foul trouble. You can't do that. Luka is a crafty little bastard, and he's crafty like that because he's fat.
Well, listen, gentlemen, I'm back at the crib, man. I'm going ahead and pack it in.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. I wish I could stop the live, but I can't.
Yeah, I don't know where Mel be going, man. I remember one time we was on here late, and we ended up all just getting off, and the live ran for like 10 hours. I think Mel had passed out or something. So.
That's what's finna happen now.
But Corey, man, it's good. I ain't seen you in forever, man. It's good to see
Man,
you.
I know it. Hey, man, what the I see your boy signed a big contract.
Who, Cooper Kupp?
No.
Or Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald.
Yeah, it's another ring on the way.
Bro, I don't think they can be stopped.
It's another ring on the way, man.
Unless they catch an injury bug, bro, I don't think they can be stopped.
But even still, Matthew Stafford, he had an elbow injury. He's coming back better.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp was healthy the whole year. He's all this rest he getting. Aaron Donald, his conditioning is crazy.
And then you sign Allen Robinson too.
And Bobby Wagner.
They can be nasty. Damn.
Especially with Seattle ain't got no quarterback. Arizona got quarterback troubles. And nobody knows what's going on in San Francisco.
Well, I mean, the only matchup problem that y'all really would have would be San Francisco, just because they so physical. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, like I don't see
a division to lose.
Yeah, I don't see nothing getting it in their way. Not at all.
It's gonna be an interesting year though, for real.
I don't even know what the Cowboys are doing, bro.
I ain't heard nothing come out y'all camp, man. Y'all literally have been quiet.
The only thing that I've heard anything about coming out of OTAs, anything, is they said Micah Parsons was just running ram shot over on everybody because he got a high motor, and it don't stop. He don't give a damn if you in helmets and damn jerseys. That don't matter to him. He is running full speed. He don't give a damn. And they said that rookie, their first round draft pick, picked him up and dropped him flat on his back. And they said
Michael Parsons.
He scooped Michael Parsons up. They said it was a play where Michael Parsons came in between. He blitzed in between the guard, center and the guard. Saying as soon as Smith stepped in the hole, got him up airborne and just dropped him flat on his back. And then they said it was like a skirmish. Like they said it was just like a fight. You know what I mean? And the rookie was like I'm tired of that shit. You think you finna run over? He was just talking shit, and they was just going back and forth. And they was like, we ain't had no offensive lineman do that since damn Troy Aikman then was here. You know what I mean? So it's pointing in the right direction. You know what I mean? Like with him, you know what I mean? Like it's pointing in the right direction. They're not gonna play him at tackle like he was in college. They're gonna play him at guard. But he a lawnmower, man.
Need that protection.
He a lawnmower. That's what it is. And I think everybody always real critical about Dak, man. But I mean, shit, it's hard to play on your back, man. That's a tough position to play on your back.
Listen, and if anybody knows about that, it's Matthew Stafford because he did that shit for 12 years.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So Dak, the slander that Dak gets is crazy because Dak is not a bad quarterback. He's just a product of what he has to work with. And when you drop back 40, 45 times and you gotta run out for 30 of those 45 times, it's not going to end well.
I was watching. You got a whole sports radio station here, FM radio station too. On top of that, it's they have little clips, and they like we just put a clip up of the Redskins game, the game that they won like 52-14 or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, look at the pressure that Dak is under, even in this game, right? Like the pocket is not clean. And the Redskins are flushing the shit out of Dak. Dak is just putting the ball on the money. You know what I mean? And they were like, it's not Dak. It's not. Like, it's the offensive line. And they were like, the best offensive lineman in the game against the 49ers, the best offensive lineman that the Cowboys had was Zeke.
And that's terrible.
That's not good. That's not good.
That is
Dak was finna get killed on one play, man, and that's when Zeke went horizontal like this and just blocked two linemen to lock a lineman and a safety. I mean, a lineman and a linebacker, and they was like, "How the hell is he going? The flats are wide open, but how the hell is Zeke gonna get in the flats? He got to block two people."
Yep.
So,
because I mean, Dak ain't slow, but
he ain't slow, but he ain't that fast either.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get it right, man. If they do, we'll see. If they don't,
y'all got the easiest schedule this year.
They need it.
Opponent's win percentage.
Oh, listen, I don't think it's any question that they gonna make it to the playoffs. I think they'll be there, but
listen, I don't know, man. If Philly can get it clicking, man, y'all gonna have an issue.
They don't never have a problem with Philly.
Even when
Carson Wentz was on that MVP run right before he got hurt, and they only had 3 losses or 4 losses that season. Go look at who they lost 2 games to.
Yeah, y'all always play Philly tough.
And Dallas was trash. Dallas was trash. The only team,
Washington and New York, but y'all really hate Philly.
Bro, it's an issue with Philly. The only team I think in the division that will ever give the Cowboys problems like that, you know what I mean, will be Washington. It's just Washington it's something about Washington and Dallas. Like Washington come out, they play their best football when they play the Cowboys, and the Cowboys then won like 4 or 5 in a row against Washington. Like shit, why it's about time for Washington to owe them one. And then Carson Wentz need to prove himself against Dallas too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he won
that game right there.
If he won a job next year.
If he don't perform, he's gonna be a journeyman just like Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, this is last shot. Yeah, if he don't get it this time, he can
especially if he doesn't perform and Matt Ryan does with the exact same team Carson Wentz had last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pack him up time.
And I mean, no matter what, I mean, Matt Ryan ain't never really not performed. He performs.
I mean,
he does.
We're not gonna talk about Matt Ryan because there was a lot of slander and disrespect between the Matts when it came down to Matt Ryan and Matt Stafford.
Oh, I mean, yes, of course. I mean, but I think we all knew who the better quarterback was for real. It's just one had more success than the other.
I mean, but when you get handed the team,
a juggernaut
that Matt Ryan did,
yeah.
I mean, and then you see what happened when Matthew Stafford got handed the keys to a Lambo.
He drove the shit out of that motherfucker.
He drove the shit out that thing, bro.
He did, and I ain't mad at him.
We'll see. I mean, I feel like Matt Ryan can do the same thing in Indy. Like that team is crazy from top to bottom. They just needed a capable quarterback.
That's all they needed, and you don't even have to be that great. You have to be really good at handing the ball to Jonathan Taylor. That's all you really need to do.
What y'all say last season? Real good at turning 180.
Baker Mayfield was the best 180 quarterback in the NFL last year.
Oh man,
he was the best,
the
best. But, and I mean, I think the Colts are gonna be dangerous. I think the Broncos are gonna be dangerous. I think the Raiders are gonna be super dangerous, and I think the Chargers are gonna be dangerous. Yeah, and low key, Miami might be kind of dangerous.
I doubt it.
Me too, but I still think I'm waiting on Tua to show up. He might.
This is also his 1 year, and if it doesn't work, he's getting shipped out too.
Yeah,
or at least benched.
Because I tell you what, that dude they got a head coach, 49ers offensive coordinator from last year. Dude know how to make some shit work. He does. He takes what you got. He takes what he got, and because I think Tua is a more talented quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, facts. Yeah.
I do. He's more talented than Jimmy, but Tua go through them brain farts. It seemed like Tua be lost. You know what I mean? Like maybe he didn't quite understand the play that was called in the huddle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you calling the play and you like, what the hell am I supposed to do on this play? Like, oh shit. You know what I mean? But I think that they'll simplify some things, and I think they might push Miami a little bit. It might push Buffalo a little bit. I don't think New England. I don't know about New England. I think New England might sign what's his name though. That might be a good spot for Odell Beckham.
I don't know.
I think so. Might be a good spot for Julio Jones too.
You know, Belichick does like his black wide receivers.
He like black wide receivers, and he like older wide receivers too.
So it might work.
We'll see, man. But anyway, though, boy, man, get you some rest.
All right, man.
All right, my brother.